What is going on, Washington fans? Um, I don't know how to feel about this one because there's some good, but there's some bad too. But nonetheless, I hope that y'all brought your brooms with you because the sweep of the Giants, it feels good, you know. A big time matchup like that, it was not as close as what the score was, but nonetheless, we got the sweep. We got to do it to two more teams in the NFC East, and it looks like, I don't know, man, the Cowboys suck. The Eagles are the only ones I'm worried about. But appreciate y'all stopping by the chat. We will blow it up and talk about this one. We'll talk about the good, talk about the bad. We will celebrate, but we can also be critical on this defense, man. Appreciate y'all stopping by. Kenny said why they didn't score at the end. I would have loved it. You know, there's a couple. We should have scored more points, but the Giants, it's 27-22. The Giants have only scored that many points one other time this season. Their offense is not 22 points good. I don't care what you tell me. Their offense is not that good, y'all. We will look at the stats. We'll break it down. Bradley said 7-2, bro. On to the Steelers and Eagles next week. I'm with it, man. But before then, we do have a deadline Tuesday. We're gonna celebrate this win, but we also do have to realize that Monday or Tuesday could be a massive day. And I think this game really helps you if you're AP. You said, okay, this secondary does need some help. The defense is not as good as it should be. And you know, just going back at the offseason, you filled in as many holes as possible. Everyone's like, oh, we should have got a corner in the offseason. Who? We got Sanders still. We filled in, you know, him, and he's playing outside, even though he should be playing inside. Like, we did what we could, you know. You can only draft so many players. You can only get so many free agents. I mean, and we did have a busy free agency period. So it was just like, hey, we just have to get through this period. And, you know, it's been wildly known that Washington is looking for corners to improve. And there's a lot of options. I did a corner video on the channel. Go watch it if you want a full breakdown of the corners. I'm not going to harp too much on it. I do have a stream tomorrow that I'm going to do on Bleacher Report, talk about trade deadline stuff. Kenny said Dan Quinn didn't challenge that 4th and 1. There was a lot of spots. I'm not going to say like the refs were bad, but there was a lot of just questionable spots and calls and like even some penalties and stuff. I'm like, I don't know, stuff that wasn't called. This was an NFC East Washington versus New York game. I don't know how else to put it. This is really exactly what I expected out of this game. You know, at one point I thought this was going to be a blowout. There's no reason they should have scored 12 points in the 4th quarter. Absolutely not. What's going on, Chef Dre? Appreciate you coming on in, man. Man, why does the Giants always turn up against us? I don't know. And if you watch the preview show with me and Rio, we told y'all Daniel Jones was going to throw a touchdown early in the game. We thought that was going to be the only one, but he ended up getting 2. And it's just, that's what's going to happen. But we won. So I can't be but so mad. First off, I don't know what Dable was doing going for it, like going for 2. I don't know. Their coaching is bad. They're not a good team. They're healthier than they have been, you know, minus, you know, Andrew Thomas and Kayvon Thibodeau, like Drew's back, and they got some guys back in the secondary, but still, this is just not a good team. Tyrone Tracy, it was like 4 days off of a concussion. He only had 16 carries for 66 yards. It felt like a lot more. Daniel Jones ran the ball well too. He always runs the ball super well on us. I don't get it. I was actually very, very disappointed with our run defense, and it got better in the second half. But 164 rushing yards. I mean, first half they had 148 or something like that. I want to say 100. I want to say it was like 148 or something like that. But they finished with 164. But it was just early. I just could not believe. Then it seemed like second half, they started to get the passing game going. They had like -8 going into halftime, finished with 162. So first half, it was all about running the ball for them. And the second half, it was all about throwing the ball. Dallas just scored. We need Dallas to lose, obviously. They still should lose. It's about to be 27-20, maybe 27-21. Who knows? But yes, the Cowboys are booty clapping ass. I agree with you. And guys, I'm trying to be better about not cussing on the channel because I know there are kids that watch the videos. So I want y'all to hold me accountable. Sometimes I just get a little off the rails and some slip. I mean, I say some, but it's more like a handful. David said the defense almost lost us this game. Absolutely. That throw. And I love Theo. Theo's my guy from Penn State. Super cool guy. You know, got to cover him. He's a cool dude. Don't hate him. I love that pick for him. But there is no way in the I almost cussed. I almost cussed. I held back. There is no way that he should be that wide open. And I'm going to have to go back and watch the all 22. I'll do a video breakdown either tomorrow or Tuesday, like a film breakdown. I'm either going to pick Jayden. Because man, Jayden, I'm gonna talk about Jayden, y'all. I'm gonna talk about him on the stream because that throw to Terry in the corner was a dime. That's one of the best throws he's had all season. Put that up there with a couple throws he had against the Ravens, honestly. But man, what a throw. But there's no reason that they should have been, you know, as wide open they were a couple times. And St. Juice, man, when he's good, he's good. Like he can get pass breakups, he can force incompletion, you know, pass defense. But there's other times where he just does not trust his feet. He does not trust his technique. He's like holding on to jerseys. He's like just doing too much. Like, you know, this has been a problem since you've been here. You know what you can do and what you can't do, what you can get away with and what you can't get away with. Look at Jerry Jones leaving the press box already, that bum. You know what you can do and get away with, but he still goes back to it. Like, he'll have a good rep and it'll start really well, but then it ends with him just like inside of somebody's jersey or he's tugging on something. It doesn't make sense, man. Like, Juice, you have the build, you have everything it takes to be a good corner, except like just the discipline. I don't even want to say bad technique because he has good technique. He has bad discipline when it comes to just defending. Like, oh, it's so frustrating because he's so big. Like, he has everything it takes to be a good corner. Bradley said Greg Newsome might be a Commander. So I talked to one of my guys in Cleveland last night. He said Ward is definitely not for sale. He said Newsome can definitely be had for the right price. I got to check all the scores around the league. But, I mean, obviously the Browns are just – like I said, I talked about it in the corner video. I talked about both of those guys. This is before I talked to him. This is the same guy that told me that we contacted the Browns in the offseason about Newsome. But yeah, I mean, they're losing to the Chargers 27-10. So the Browns are about to go 2-7. They need to rebuild. They can't afford, you know, they've already paid Ward. Emerson, I don't know if they've already paid Emerson or if they have to, but I know that Newsome has to get paid and they just can't afford it. Like, Deshaun Watson's going to be out for a while. He's probably not going to take another snap at quarterback for them. He's eating up like $70 million guaranteed each of the next 2 years. They're just in an ungodly situation. So would not surprise me. And then we haven't talked about that bomb that Adam Schefter dropped last night. Probably the reason why I didn't sleep at all. I woke up like 5 or 6 times last night. That players are requesting to be traded here to their agents before the trade deadline, which is just unheard of. Blew me away. David said the offense looks good to this Washington defense. I mean, it's just that's just been the problem. Like, the Ravens, in my opinion, I'd say the Lions are the best team in the NFL right now. But the Ravens, man, I think that's the second best team in the NFL. And we could have won that game if it wasn't for so many of those big plays in the receiving game where guys are just wide open. The offense and Jayden Daniels fights back, like, regardless of what the defense does. And it's great to see. And I think this is why Adam Peters has been calling around for wide receivers, been calling around for corners. Apparently called around for Zadarius from the Browns if you're looking for edge rushing help. But I think you see this and you're like, I have to show these guys. I have to show Jayden. I know how good the offense is. I'm going to do whatever it takes to help out. We need to improve this defense. Guys, we are 7-2 since the first time since what, 1996? I was 3. I know I look like I was born in like 97, 98, but I wasn't. But guys, this team, depending what happens with the Eagles, obviously, you know, we got to play them coming up soon. We're first in the NFC East right now. We're first in the NFC East. We have a good shot at making a run. I like our schedule for the rest of the year if we can stay healthy. You have to go all in on winning right now. You have to go all in on winning right now. Yeah, St. Juice almost single-handedly cost everything. We just needed to survive until the trade deadline. And like I said, guys, I'm watching games around the league right now. I would love for the Panthers to beat the Saints because I want Marshawn Lattimore. Let's see what else we got here in the chat. I'm trying to get to everybody. It's so hard when all the chat's coming up, guys. I'm trying to be better about that too, but I appreciate y'all blowing it up. Hit that subscribe button as well while you're here. Trying to hit 5K as soon as possible. And hit the like and then drop your comments below. Divisional games are always tough. This is a business meeting. We did what was needed. And I agree. And that, that's what we've been saying all week. We would love to blow these guys out, but these NFC East games, they are what they are. It doesn't matter like who we have at quarterback. It doesn't matter who the coach is. It doesn't matter about the front office. These NFC East games, they're just ugly. And it's not even just us. Giants, Cowboys, Eagles, us, Eagles, Giants, Eagles. It doesn't matter. These NFC East games are always gritty. And this is why we had those so many years of why like there was a different NFC East winner every single year. Like y'all know like how it's been the last few years, like 10, 15 years. It's just been a different winner almost every single year. That's just how the NFC East is. Even if the Giants are bad, even if the Cowboys just went 3-5? It says 3-5 right now. I don't know if they updated it. They just lost to the Falcons. Like they suck. They suck. Bring out your brooms. If y'all join in late, I have my broom with me. So we did sweep them. Now we got to sweep the Cowboys. We got to sweep the Eagles. Like that's what it comes down to. And I do agree. This it wasn't ugly, but it was a win. But I'm still looking at it under a microscope of like, what can we do to get better? Like, we need to get better. Straight up. Guys, this is a good team. This is not a bad team. This isn't some fluke. We're not just some like hot team, like, in baseball, it like gets hot, or like college basketball, it makes a run in the tournament. None of that. We are a good team, but we have some weak links. We have some weak spots that we have to address moving forward. Rodriguez, so underrated. Hey, it's not sexy, but he gets the job done. 11 carries, 52 yards, picked up some big like chunks and first downs that we really needed. And B-Rob, we thought B-Rob was going to play. It sounded like it, and then it just got to practice, and that's why you elevate, Chris Rodriguez. I had someone ask me on Twitter earlier, like, Josh, if he's playing, why did we even elevate, Chris Rodriguez? And it's because of this, because you get to practice before the game, the walkthroughs, and he looked bad, apparently. He just did not look comfortable. He tried to tell the coaches, like, hey, I want to go. They said, no, it's not worth it, and I agree that hamstring injury can linger. We don't even know if he's going to play next week. Like, it's just hamstrings are one of those annoying things. It's kind of like turf toe. I think turf toe is a little bit worse, depending on the degree of the hamstring. Look at my boy Drake May. I think they just scored. But those things can just nag on for a while. And it just wasn't worth, like, we should be able to beat the Giants without B-Rob. But I'll say, Austin Eckler had some big-time plays today, too. For a guy that everybody said was washed, I'm so glad we got Austin Eckler. That was, big play. Patriots and Titans just went to overtime because of Drake May. He made some big plays. He had a couple big runs. Then he had that one big catch. Like all of his key plays come at like third downs and just like, hey, we need something big here. And he shows up. Bradley said Greg Newsome or Marshawn Lattimore may be a commander. I pray. Either one of those two. And I honestly could see going to Adam Schefter talking about players requesting to be traded. Those are two guys I could see that are requesting to be traded. Because like I said, Browns need to rebuild. Saints are just bad right now, man. Even if they beat the Panthers, they're still like 3-5, 3-6, whatever it is. And they're just not good. Anthony said St. Juice just panics at the last second always. He does. And I don't get it. St. Juice is the weakest link, and we'll see a lot of attempts at going his way moving forward, and I agree. We need corner help by Tuesday, 4 p.m. Eastern time. Y'all know I'm going to be on standby tomorrow and Tuesday. If something crazy happens, I will go live immediately. 25 got PTSD from all those horrible seasons. He's the reason the Bears and Giants almost beat us. Literally, in the fourth quarter, it just seems like we let these teams hang around. Like the Bears game was not close. The Giants game was not close. It was not what the score reflected at all. And I put that on the defense, not the offense at all. Offense did what they needed to. A grade for them for finishing the game off. Exactly. Big time conversions at the end. That Olamide Zaccheaus catch, like right before the 2-minute warning, I want to say it was. That was a great play call by Cliff. The Giants thought we were about to run this thing, and I think it was I want to go back and watch it again. Right? It looked like it was like play action, and Olamide Zaccheaus just slipped behind that second level, and they did not see it coming. He was just sitting there waiting for it. I told you guys I'm not cussing anymore. Tandon Wilson can cuss for me. Let's effing go HTTC 7-2. Somebody correct me, but I'm pretty sure this is the last time that Washington started 7-2 since 1996. I think we we lost the first game in 96, went on like a 7-game winning streak, and then lost, and we were 7-2 in 1996. Somebody look that up and correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure. Hail to the Redskins. Love sweeping the Giants. At 2-6 is Miami Sellers. Hey, if Ramsey is available, I'll take him. I know he's a diva and people hate him. There's times I don't like Ramsey either. I don't know who else on that team I would like that would possibly be like Sellers. I mean, God, hey, Javon Holland. Javon Holland's available. We need some safety help too, guys. We can talk about corners and stuff, but Jeremy Chin played his tail off today, by the way. Jeremy Chin is a guy that wants to be here long term. All these like new addition guys just fit into what we want to do. It's amazing to see. It's like kind of it's not all of them, but when we look at like the problems going on, it's some of these older guys, like we could only do so much. This was already the most turnover in a roster in the NFL last season. Like we knew some guys had to hang around. Shout out to Ghost Energy. I'm going to need that today. Like I said, I didn't sleep at all last night. I don't know. Maybe I just thought somebody was going to get traded after what Schefter said. But yeah, if Ramsey's available, if Holland's available, like I don't know. I don't like when they rotate Percy Butler back to safety. Like I just want straight up Chen and Quan like all the time. And that might not be reasonable, but that's what I want. Saints are losing, but driving. Cowboys are doomed. Absolutely love to see it. Defense is sus. Needs to be a lot better for the playoffs. Absolutely. And people have been hating on me for saying this. I did a video a couple of weeks ago. I don't know. Maybe it wasn't that long ago. But I said Washington should be buyers at the trade deadline for this reason. We have a legit shot at the playoffs. Be aggressive. Oh, what a catch. I don't know who 13 is for the Titans, but he held on to that. Crazy. And Rudolph looks like he's hurt. But like we have a legit shot. Oh, so the Panthers just beat the Saints. Shout out to my boy Bryce Young. And shout out to all the Coke heads out there. Shout out to Bryce Young, man. Roll Tide. He deserves to go somewhere better. Simba, appreciate you stopping by all the time. Come by the chat. Seems like everyone's just saying St. Juice sucks. St. Juice sucks. Saints 2-7. Saints lost. Lattimore, yes, please. Trade for Ridgeway back. I don't know how like Mathis had a concussion. I don't know if it came back positive or what. But yeah, 23-22. Carolina over the Saints. Thank God. Love that. So we are now officially on Marshawn Lattimore watch. There's a lot of close games this afternoon. 30-27, Buffalo over Miami. Baltimore was not close. Cleveland wasn't close. Carolina, this Patriots Titans game was good. Ours was closer than it should have been. But man, let me bring up some stats. We'll talk more about this game because, like I said, I'm gonna praise the good guys, and we're gonna talk some more about this defense. So let me bring up the screen here. There we go, ESPN. Let me zoom in so y'all can actually see what I'm looking at. We don't care about shoes. Jayden Daniels, 15 for 22, 209, 2 touchdowns. The most impressive stat by this that people better talk about. Absolutely better talk about. If you watch the preview show, and you should every single Thursday, it was Friday this time because Rio's a damn good dad and he had to go do some trick-or-treating on Halloween. Cussed again. I told you I'm going to stop. If you watch the preview show, there was an ungodly stat that me and Rio talked about. I think I already deleted the picture. Oh, no, here it is. The New York Giants, before this game, are currently sacking the opposing quarterback on 13.3% of their plays, not drives. 13% of their plays. That is unheard of. Every time a quarterback has a passing snap, there is a 13% chance he was going to get sacked against this Giants D-line. That was first out of any team in any season since 2000. 2000. The year 2000. That is 798 teams that have played a season since 2000. They ranked first. That is crazy. We know Sexy Dexy is the best interior D tackle in the league. Now that Aaron Donald's gone, I'm putting him over Chris Jones. I don't care. People can hate that. He's better than Chris Jones. He gets double teamed more than any D tackle in the league, and he gets more sacks, tackles for losses, more pressures than anybody in the league from that interior D line. They had 0 sacks on Jayden Daniels today. 0. And I know you're looking like, Jayden was 15 for 22, 209, 2 touchdowns. Wasn't the sexiest. I would have loved like 260, maybe throw it a little bit more. Guys, there was 0 sacks. And I know Jayden is so elusive and stuff like that, but the O-line played their tail off today. Absolutely played their tail off today. Even in the run, there's even run blocking schemes I saw. And once again, it's not like we had some ungodly rush numbers, but 149 yards on this run, on this defense without B-Rob. Like I said, Chris Rodriguez, 11 carries, 52 yards. Austin Eckler, 11 carries, 42 for a tutty. Jayden had 8 for 35, and McNichols had 8 for 20. The O-line showed up today. So they have to get their flowers, man. They have to get their flowers. Shout out to O-line Bobby Johnson. This is the Bobby Johnson revenge game against the Giants. And I'm telling y'all, man, I was so concerned when we hired him, but he has proved me wrong. And I will admit to every time I am wrong. I'm not one of these ego heads that acts like I know everything. I just tell y'all how I feel, in my opinion. Everybody has their opinion. A lot of people did not like this hire. Me and a lot of people were absolutely wrong. We were so wrong about Bobby Johnson because this offensive line is playing so well. You got Cosme doing front flips down the field on big plays. You've got guys celebrating. Biadasz is one of the best centers. He's a top 3 center in the league right now. He held his own against Sexy Dexy. Shout out to Tyler Biadasz, man. This offensive line is balling. Andrew Wiley was the most hated man on this team last year. And he said the same thing on my shirt. Jayden, Wiley, and he's had a couple penalties this year. I'm not going to put that on it, but it's so fewer than he had before. Wiley's been hooping. He's been hooping across the whole line with Coleman switching out with Lucas throughout the game every season. And then today, Brandon Coleman starting outside. I think we went jumbo a couple times and brought in Trent Scott. But with Lucas out, Brandon Coleman said, hey, guys, I am the left tackle of the future. No sacks. I want to go back and I'm going to see the numbers probably tomorrow of how many pressures and stuff like that. But no sacks, man. No sacks. There was a couple times, there was going to be some pressures because there was a couple times where Jayden had to run backwards a little bit and he had to throw it off his back foot. The Lamine Zaccheaus one was off his back foot. He kind of waited a little bit on that one. I think, was that the Lamine Zaccheaus? I think it was. It was either that one or it was another one at the end of the game where he threw it off his back foot. There was a couple plays where he had some pressure in his face, but at the end of the day, guys, this was statistically the best sacking defensive line in the NFL since 2000. That is just unheard of. If you would have told me that last year, I would have been like, okay, we're getting sacked 20 times. The only real changes we made, Sam Cosby's been phenomenal. We just revamped the offensive line. We got a new offensive line coach in Bobby Johnson and just said, guys, I trust Andrew Wiley, and he has showed out this year. 149 rushing yards, really good run blocking schemes. I saw some pulls, some pull across. I saw some false pulls, good zone blocking. Things were just open. That one Austin Eckler big run, that 20-yarder he had, where he cut. It looked like it was like outside zone to the right C gap, and he just cut right in between the linebackers and got up the field. Just beautiful blocking. Beautiful blocking. And like I said, these numbers aren't the sexiest, but the offense did what they had to do. They showed up. They were nitty gritty. The offensive line did what they had to. Jayden did not make any mistakes. Took a couple hits I didn't like, but outside of that, Jayden was flawless. 128.8 passer rating. And Terry McLaurin was one of the weirdest. We thought, Daniel Jones had a weird stat line at halftime, like 4 for 4, 0 yards and a passing touchdown, which was just on brand for Daniel Jones. I just want to say, man, Terry McLaurin, and you saw him talk to my girl, Bay Adams, on the show, and he said, I'm having the time of my career. Like, he is so happy. I don't think there's a happier wide receiver in the NFL than Terry McLaurin. 2 catches. I know it's 19 yards, whatever. But 2 touchdowns. He caught the ball twice, and they were both touchdowns. I'm taking points over yards anytime, right? Am I wrong? But the throw to Terry, that second one, and I don't know. They tried saying it was like an in and out or like post corner route. It just looked like a beautiful fade to me, and he just closed the gap. Pressure stepped on the inside on Banks and to get that outside leverage. And it just looked like to me it was just like a fade going to the end zone. But man, great route. But the ball placement by Jayden Daniels, man. He is special. He is special. That is Rookie of the Year. And I'm comfortable in saying he is a top 3 MVP candidate this season. It should be Lamar, number 1. I'm not going to be mad at that. I'd probably put Jayden at 2. Because guys like Patrick Mahomes are sucking this year. Like, they're just not doing what they have been. It's such a weird season with all these injuries and stuff like that. Jayden should be number 2 in the MVP conversation right now. If he isn't, who is? Like, I want someone to tell me that. Who would you put at 2 behind Lamar Jackson for MVP if it's not Jayden Daniels? Like, please tell me. But just seeing how advanced of a passer he is coming out as a rookie, guys, he is one of the most gifted passing rookie quarterbacks I've probably seen. Like, I'm not going to say Andrew Luck to me is probably number 1. Like, in my lifetime, talent-wise, Andrew Luck is like number 1 passer. But just going down the line, better than Jalen Hurts coming out as a rookie, better than Lamar coming out as a rookie, better than Jordan Love coming out as a rookie. It was a bad interception. Did that just end the game? Yep. Titans just won 2017. Oh, come on, Drake May. You can't finish it like that. But I mean, if you just think about all the rookie quarterbacks that are like, it took some time to get going and they're just like where they are now, man, I'm telling you, I think he's up there. Like I said, I'm not going to put him over Andrew Luck. He's better than RG3 was when he came out. But holy smokes. Oh, chill out. Luck was not over. Luck was one of the most talented passers like ever. That was the most polished prospect ever coming out. Shout out to a new member on the channel. If you haven't already, join the membership, support the channel, support your boy here. For some of y'all don't know this, but I am now like full-time in the content game. Like, this is it. I am all in on this. You can probably tell by the activity on the channel this week. Guys, we are putting the foot on the pedal from here on out. Like, this is a special season that deserves my full attention. We are going to build something special here on this channel. So I appreciate you becoming a member. It is super cheap and it is all worth it. I promise y'all. Going to have a lot of big time things coming on the channel, working out some interviews and stuff like that, trying to get some players on here again. A little bit harder throughout the season. As y'all know, I had like Austin Eckler on here before. Trying to get a time for him to come back. My boy Ben Sennett, trying to get him on here too. Just trying to line up some more interviews. Y'all deserve the best content. And this is a crazy season, so I want to give y'all as much as possible. So I appreciate you joining the membership. If you haven't already, definitely encourage y'all to do the same and hit that subscribe and like button too so we can blow this thing up. Now, like I said, we talked about the good, talked about Jayden Daniels, talked about the offensive line. Running game was solid without B-Rob. But I'm telling y'all, it was a tale of 2 halves. The first half was the Giants just running the ball against us at will. They had 148 rushing yards, I want to say. in the first half. Second half, they just could not really run the ball on us nearly as much. They decided, hey, we're just going to throw it out of nowhere, and things were wide open for them. Daniel Jones, 20 for 26, 174, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, 2 sacks. I would have liked a little bit more because they've been very favorable to sacks over the last few weeks, especially. Daniel Jones is not that good, y'all. Daniel Jones is not that good. I promise you. Brian Daboll is not a good coach. I hate to say it because I like Daboll as a person, but he's not a good coach. He does some stupid things. This game should not have been this close. It should have been 31-16. If not more, honestly, like 34-16. It should have been somewhere along those lines. But there was just too many mistakes. And there's too many wide open plays in the secondary in the second half that just drove me nuts. And I know we've harped on, St. Juice and just how inconsistent he's been. But like, I wonder if they're going to look for a safety too. Chen is balling. Quan is good on the field. They don't like Derek Forrest for whatever reason. He's never on the field. It seems like the big plays happen to come when Percy Butler's on the field. And guys, if I'm ever critical on a player, it is nothing personal. I'm just being dead. Oh, I almost cussed again. I'm just being dead honest with y'all. We can all agree that the secondary needs help. Like it's been that way since week 1. They absolutely need some help. Neighbors, 9 catches, 59 yards. It could have been way worse. Theo Johnson had that 1 35-yard catch, and outside of that, didn't really do too much, but that 35-yard catch was for a touchdown, and it really concerned me. I was like, there's no way we're going to let these cats hang around us. Wan'Dale Robinson didn't do anything. When it comes down to it, like Daniel Jones really didn't do too much, but it shouldn't have even been like this. It should not have been like this. This is 9 catches for Malik. It was all like short stuff. Average 6 yards a catch. We should not have let that happen. It should not. It was not this close. I don't know if the defense just got comfortable at the end or what happened, but I don't know. The run defense and pass defense decided to switch identities at halftime, and I was just blown away. Bits has that hands, and I want to say thanks for beating the Giants. Once the Giants get their quarterback, the Giants will get right back to beating up on Washington, whatever, like regular program. Hey, I want the Giants to be the team that says we are going to draft Carson Beck at 6, 7, 8 overall and be the team in April that reaches. This quarterback class is not good. Cam Ward is the only savior, and even he has some of these questionable plays. I think he's a baller, but this draft class took a hit. Shedeur Sanders has flaws. He has a lot of flashes. I like Shedeur, but he's not a start and ready to go. There's not a Jayden Daniels in this class coming up. If there's one that's close, it's Cam Ward, but even Cam's going to have some turnovers his first year. He's going to have to iron some things out. But just think about like Quinn Ewers. He was supposed to be a first-round quarterback. Heck no. My boy Jalen Milroe, I'm an Alabama fan. I would not touch him. This class is taking such a hit. Carson Beck, are you kidding me? Started dating the Cavender twin and decided, I'm just going to start throwing 2-3 interceptions every game. So I pray that the Giants overdraft the quarterback. Unless y'all end up picking top 3 and getting Cam Ward, I don't see it happening. The Giants are going to reach on a quarterback. They're going to freak out. They're going to take Carson Beck at 6 or 7 and he was a quarterback at Georgia. And they're going to be stuck in poverty for a long time. So appreciate you for coming by, though. Don't forget to get your dustpan on the way out because we did sweep y'all. Do you think the run defense will be the Achilles heel going forward? Man, I want to say no. And I want to say something too. So many people hated on John Allen. But if there's one thing John Allen was good at, it was stopping the run. Him and Deron Payne were actually really solid at stopping the run. And I remember when this injury happened, people were like, oh, cool. It doesn't really hurt us that much. That is BS, y'all. That is BS. Losing John Allen was going to be a hit. I love Newton. I broke down the Newton tape. I did a video on that, so go watch that as well. And it sucked losing John Allen. Do I think it'll be the Achilles heel moving forward, though? I don't know, man. I think Mathis and Newton are good enough, and it just seemed like we were playing too conservative in the passing game against them in the first half. I didn't like it. And then it seemed like, hey, we're going to move and, load the box up a little bit more in the second half. That's when they started throwing on us. So we just have to find that balance. Like, I need Witt to just find that balance. Teams have ran the ball on us a lot this season, though. Like, if you want to take a look at, who ran the ball on us, teams have put up some numbers on us. I'm not going to lie. So, yeah, it does worry me. But honestly, I'm more worried about the secondary than anything. I mean, even Bucky Irving, they had 112 yards, not crazy, against us to start the season. The first Giants game, this is even before like Tyrone Tracy started taking off. They ran the ball on us pretty good, 129. Like, in this day and age, you should not be giving up over 130, 140 rushing yards. Like, I know the Cardinals ran on us. I know the Bengals ran on us pretty good. I know the Browns did with like nobody. What did they have? Oh, they only had 104. I feel like it was a lot more. But just when it comes down to it, I don't think it's going to be the Achilles heel, but we just got to find that balance. Because look at the schedule coming up, y'all. Look at the schedule coming up. And I want to address this super chat. Appreciate the super chat. We could have more points, but showed mercy at the end. I would have loved to, but that would not have gone well. That handshake at the 50 after the game would not have been pretty if we decided to punch it in. Dan Quinn's a respectable guy for a reason. People love Dan Quinn, and he said, we're going to kneel this thing out. But obviously the rival in me would have loved to punch that thing in and score some more points at the end. But honestly, like, I'm kind of glad because the scoreboard reflected that we let these guys hang around way too long and we shouldn't have. I think people have been like, oh, well, Josh, we scored more at the end there. Like the 27-22 reflects like that we let them get a little too comfortable and hang around for a little bit too long because it wasn't that close. So, yeah, we could have scored more at the end, but obviously Dan Quinn's not going to, punch it in there and be disrespectful. But look at the schedule we have coming up. Talking about running the ball. I'm not worried about the Cowboys running the ball. Ezekiel Elliott doesn't even want to go to practice. Needs a healthy scratch, which is crazy. The Cowboys are just falling apart. CeeDee Lamb has a hurt shoulder, apparently. Dak, they said his hand was hurt, and then they said, oh, it's a hamstring. That made no sense. So I have no idea what's going on in Dallas, but the Steelers have been running the ball so well. They got my boy Najee. Then they have Warren. Like the Steelers are clicking right now. This game right here next week, 11-10. This one got interesting over the last few weeks, but they have been running the ball very well. And then of course you have Saquon. Like I said, the Cowboys running the ball. I'm not worried about them running the ball at all. Titans, same, not worried about it. Saints, Kamara, cool. But then Eagles, Falcons, Cowboys. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4 teams that can run the ball really well against us. So I'm not, like I said, I'm not worried about Cowboys, Titans, Saints running the ball on us. But that Steelers game, like we got to tighten that strap up, that chin strap for next week. Because the Steelers are going to watch this game and say, hey, guys, we can run the ball on this team. We can control the clock. We can do what the Ravens did with running the ball and just controlling and then taking these shots at their secondary. That's what teams are going to want to do against us. If I'm watching the film and I'm a defensive coordinator and I'm playing the Washington Commanders next week, I'm like, okay, guys, we have whoever at running back. We can run the ball at these guys. We can take this. This was a fast game, by the way. That first half went by so fast. The Giants were just running the ball at will on these guys. And you felt it by halftime. Like, holy smokes, halftime got here in like an hour and a half. If I'm watching this defense, I'm like, guys, I can run the ball on Washington and I can take these little shots at their secondary. I can target St. Juice. I can hit the open, middle of the field. I can mix some things up. So the Steelers one absolutely does worry me. Eagles will always worry me just because of who they are. And we play them on a 4-day turnaround. We play the Steelers 11-10, and then we have to go to Philly and play a night game on a Thursday night. Yeah, that one, these next 2 weeks, they got to get ready. So definitely agree with you that, it could be the Achilles heel moving forward, but I think the next 2 games is really the only ones I'm worried about when it comes to our run defense. And we just got to stay healthy. They was getting run on when he was healthy. No, I agree with you. I'm with you. We didn't throw anything until the second half. Daboll needs to go. Like I said, I love Daboll. I don't think he's the answer though. God, the Steelers game was bad. That 2-point conversion was embarrassing. And then the 2-point conversion today, there's no reason to go for it. You just kick the field goal and you're only down 7. Made no sense. There's a couple 4th down calls he's done this season too. Like I said, I love Daboll, but I don't know. I don't think he's it. Obviously, Daniel Jones isn't it. What's going on, Bree? Eagles worry me because of Barkley. Yes, Barkley is terrifying. Not looking forward to that at all, especially if our defense plays this way. Giants were getting a lot of O's, many first down conversions on like 3rd and 9 for no reason. And the second half is what bugged me the most, honestly. It just seemed like we were leaving guys way too open for absolutely no reason. Let them hang around too long. But we swept them. So like I'm happy, but at the same time, I am concerned because the defense got to tighten up. I was trying to go to the team stats here. I'm gonna see what the 3rd down conversion. 6 for 11. That's too much. We were 5 for 12. 4th down, we're 11 for 11 on the season, which is nuts. But they are not good enough to be converting 6 out of 11. Absolutely no way. And Daniel Jones, I know it was short throws, but he's not good enough to be completing 20 out of 26. Dan, the Giants fan, said, yeah, facts like Daboll, but his play calling is stupid. You're down 14-7. We keep running. Makes absolutely no sense. But I'll take it. We got the win. We swept the Giants. It feels good, but it still kind of sucks at the end of the day because you're like, all right, we are better than what we've shown. To beat these good teams, like we got to be on our P's and Q's. To beat the Steelers, to beat the Eagles twice. I'll say Cowboys aren't really good, but still just one of those teams that you just have to play your best at. Guys, we're 7-2. And it's 7-2 because of Jayden Daniels. It's because of how good the offense is. And I don't know, man. We got a quarterback. That's all I know. We got a quarterback. Bree said we make Daniel Jones look good, and it's annoying. Yeah, but luckily this is probably going to be the last year of Daniel Jones, so we don't have to worry about him. We'll have to be playing some rookie quarterback next year. But appreciate y'all hopping on the stream. Like I said, I have a Bleacher Report stream tomorrow. I want to say it's 2:00 Eastern time. Y'all should be getting a notification when I go live on the Bleacher Report app, talking about the trade deadline, talking about Adam Schefter just saying players want to be traded here, which is nuts. I have a list of, a couple different guys from different positions. But like I said, I did a corner video. So if you haven't watched that already, go watch that because I pretty much went in depth on like everybody. But looking at games for the rest of the day that I'm looking at, we got Philly up 7-0 on Jacksonville early. I would love for the Lions to lose. Cowboys already lost, and we beat the Giants. It's really all I'm worried about. The NFC East losing, and then obviously Saints losing. I wanted that too because I want Marshawn Lattimore. Hopefully they're sellers now because they suck. And like I said, the Lions losing just because they're the 1 seed. I know I'm thinking a little far ahead now, but still, I do want them to lose to the Packers. And because I would love to be the 1 seed. That's thinking too far ahead. I'm not going to be that guy. But like I said, I appreciate y'all stopping by, blowing up the chat. Hit that subscribe and like button. Channel's been blowing up lately, so appreciate all the support. I will do the stream tomorrow on Bleacher Report and then upload it to the channel here. So if you don't catch the live stream, it will be up here. I actually hope we don't do any trades in the morning because it's going to throw my whole day off. But if anything does happen, I will go live immediately. I will try to go to the gym early and get that done. But if news breaks at the gym, I'm driving home immediately and going live, y'all. Y'all know I got you. But the trade deadline is Tuesday at 4 p.m. Eastern time. So mark it on your calendars. The next 2 days, either nothing's going to happen or we're going to make a move. And I think after this game, I think Adam Peters is probably up in that press box in the fourth quarter, like, hey, Saints, I saw y'all just lost. Are you sure you don't want to trade Marshawn Lattimore? Or, like, y'all suck. Or he was hitting up the Browns like, hey, I know Denzel Ward's probably not available, but we want to reach back out about Newsome and see your thoughts on that. And my prediction, it sounded like from whatever like everyone I've like talked to and like read, it sounds like the Chiefs are pursuing Marshawn Lattimore like heavy. Like the Chiefs really want him, which would piss me off. Teams need to stop helping the good teams. I know you suck and you don't have a chance of going to the Super Bowl, but stop helping the Chiefs. Why are you going to send Josh Uche to the Chiefs? D-Hop, like why? Why are you trying to help them out? Who said that was what to do for like nothing? And the Ravens too, like for a pick swap for Deontay. Come on, man. Bad teams, stop helping out the really good teams. Help teams like us who are trying to end the streaks of these teams going to the Super Bowl, and send us some of your good players. They want to be here, according to Adam Schefter. Their agents are being told, "Hey, get me to Washington." And I tell you what, if we don't make any trades by Tuesday, will I be bummed? Yes, I for sure want to add a corner. Heck, see, I stopped myself cussing again. Even if it's Jonathan Jones, we need help on the outside, y'all. Move Samuel back inside where he can float around, he can be comfortable, and he's been really good on the outside. But we drafted him, and Keim even said it. They want him back inside. So I am 1,000,000% sure Washington is looking under every rock when it comes to corners. Between now and Tuesday at 4 p.m. Eastern time, they are looking at corners. Absolutely, because they want to move Samuel back inside. But they can't with what they have. Noah Benogany has been playing great this year for a guy that didn't even know he was going to make the team. He's been playing great. But St. Juice, Forbes doesn't exist anymore. They put him on the field against the Panthers, made him look good. Maybe that was like a trade bait thing. I don't know. But we haven't seen him since. We have not seen Forbes since that Panthers game. And then St. Juice is just what he is, man. Like, it's just, you can't change him. He is what he is. They need help on the outside. And I am so glad we as a fan base are collective in agreeing that we should pursue a corner. It takes a lot for these trades to happen. This is something I've been saying for years. It takes a lot for these trades to happen. When I started talking about the Newsome, the Greg Newsome, rumors that I was told in the offseason that we, contacted Cleveland and asked about him, I told people, don't get mad at me. Because it takes a lot for these things to happen. You don't just do a trade in the NFL. It takes so much. Because jobs are on the line. And if you trade a player and it doesn't work out well, your job takes a big hit. Like, jobs are on the line with these trades. So I think we have to get a corner. Merle, I agree with you, man. Appreciate you being a member of the channel. All right. So apparently Terry just had a quote. We'll end it on this. Terry just had a good quote. Mike Garafolo just interviewed him after the game. He said, "I just thank God that I'm in this position to be able to have the patience and endurance to see the other side of everything. It's nothing short of a blessing. I don't take these days for granted." Pretty much what he means is, guys, I was in hell my entire career here in Washington, and he's just thankful. Like I told y'all, when he talked to Kay on her show, was it Tuesday? He said, "I'm having the time of my career." Terry is so happy to be here. That is the happiest wide receiver in the NFL right now. And he's on pace to have a career year, too. I might do a video about that, too. Something I was thinking about this week. He didn't have a lot of yards today, but he added 2 touchdowns to the stat line, so it kind of helps, the case for the video. But Tuesday, be ready. Turn the notifications on. Hit the subscribe button. If anything goes down, any breaking news, I will jump on within 30 minutes. If I'm not at home, if I'm at the gym, I will drive back here immediately. Won't even clean up. Y'all will get raw, nasty, sweaty Josh talking about a trade. But if not, I'll be on standby waiting for Tuesday at 4 p.m. So hit that subscribe button, hit the like button. Appreciate y'all stopping by here on the channel, and I'll catch y'all next time. Peace.